about it live?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
I promise. I promise. Now you guys all saw the live thing go. You guys are all nervous. You're like, all right, don't do that. Don't do that. All right, guys. Chris Rotunda here with Joy's Way Charities. I'm super excited to be talking to Curry Like the Spice.
Yes.
Curry Like the Spice. Patty and Trucker.
Trucker. And Trucker.
And Trucker. So Trucker's the cat guys. From Furry Friends Adoption Clinic and Ranch. Now, you guys don't have one location. You have two locations, which I'm super excited. Tomorrow, I'm going to both locations.
Yes, you are.
I am. So, but I want to hear from you guys. Tell me a little bit about where I'm going. Tell me about the ranch. Tell me about like the whole organization.
Well, we are, we have a location in Palm City, which we're going to meet you at our beautiful 27-acre ranch tomorrow, where we have a lot of dogs, cats, even a couple of horses. And we have our trainer up there with our service dogs, our trained service dogs. Every one of those dogs came out of our shelter. And they're pretty amazing stories, especially some of those dogs. We took them hours from being euthanized at kill shelters. And to think now they are being the best trained service dogs for veterans that have PTSD. So you'll get to, we'll share that program with everyone tomorrow. And you get to meet some really cool dogs. And we have many people have heard about our Schnauzer hoarding rescue that we did a couple days ago down in Miami. So we have 8 Schnauzers up in Palm City. We have 5 here, so you'll be meeting them all. And we'll share that story a little bit with everyone, the terrible conditions that we took them out of, but they're doing great. They're doing great.
I've heard a lot about this this case with the Schnauzers. I have a few rescuers that are like going like this because they wanna know like how they're doing, and they want. I guess that's like a hard. It's a hard. What are you doing, Trucker?
Trucker, sorry.
You're messing up the interview.
He's a little ham.
No, but there's a few people that are like, oh, I want that's now. Like there was a lot of people that wanted to just
Yeah.
It's a special breed.
I think we have close to 100 applications for 13 Schnauzers. So we're going to probably hold off. And we have so many other great adoptable dogs, and that's what we want people to realize. We know they're kind of like the stars at the moment, and that people are moved by their story. But, every dog in this shelter has a story, and every cat, has a story as well. Just as, maybe not quite as dramatic, but they're all great animals that need homes. So
one of the things I do love to point out when I'm on these feeds is I have a lot of rescue partners, and when they come on here and they say something, or I see that they're watching, it's so important that all these rescues work together. And I always stress that. I don't care about the drama. I don't care about any of that stuff. I care about the amazing stuff everybody does. But I like to shout out the ones that are here already. Kathy from Saving Sage Animal Rescue, thank you so much for joining. I'm talking to Trucker, Curry Like the Spice, and Patty from Furry Friends Adoption Clinic and Ranch. They have a place in Palm City, and Jupiter, a beautiful 27-acre location I'm hearing about right now, which I'm super excited about. Also, Anne from Redlands Dog Sanctuary down there in the Redlands. Thank you so much for joining. I'll see you and Junior on Saturday night. But I just want to point out some things too. Like when I came on this before talking to you guys, I probably had about 20 people that told me about you guys beforehand. And I think that's an amazing testament to everything you guys are doing. Like Kathy from Saving Sage just said, Furry Friends is great. And OF said, oh, I love Furry Friends. I just transported on behalf of This Is the Dog, and their facility is absolutely beautiful. I'm glad Jane Ziamba introduced you.
Yep. We get a lot of dogs in Redlands from there.
So
thank you so much for transporting.
Yeah. So again, it's just a testament for your community that's watching, my community. Please like Furry Friends Adoption Clinic and Ranch on Facebook. Follow them on Instagram. It's super important. I continue to grow their voice. I always joke. What are you doing, Trucker?
Trucker wants to be on camera.
He's a little ham.
Yeah. Trucker's gonna be hanging out with me tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh my God, so cute.
He will be. And I see that you do some stuff with Big Dog Ranch, and we've done a lot of rescues with them, like Puerto Rico. We teamed up, Bahamas. So we kind of do some stuff with them too. They're our friends. Yeah,
Lori Simmons and I are definitely be working together once transport opens up a little more, because she wants me to help with some of the China stuff that she does. But we do a Tough Tuesday segment on Facebook Live like this at night, and then a Foster Friday where I love highlighting fosters, because I think that's so important. That before, when COVID happened, the emergence of fosters just kind of exploded. And I want people to continue to be educated on how important it is to foster. So I'm like, let's do Foster Fridays every single week. They have a large following. So we do segments like this at night where it's me, one of the girls from Big Dog, and then we have a foster that'll come on and talk about her dog and like, you know, how long she's been fostering and the importance of being a foster. So sure. I love that. How is that with you guys? Like, do you guys have a long list of fosters?
We did. And we also, we had, our community really came forward for us when when the COVID thing was happening. We knew we had to, you know, slow down a little bit, try and get the animals out. And we had a lot of people that, because they were being sheltered in, very happy to take a lot of our dogs. And many of them did get adopted. They became foster failures, our favorite type of foster.
And I hate that terminology. It always sounds so bad. Somebody was like, oh, we foster failed. And when I first heard that, I was like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Like when I failed.
Really, you know, fostering is really so great because it gives the animal a chance to get out and, you know, decompress in somebody's home. Although life isn't bad at our ranch or here in Jupiter. But, and it gets the potential adopter to get to kind of try out a little bit and see if they're compatible. You know, we try and do a lot of vetting to make sure that our animals go to the right people, but you never really know until they get in the home, you know. So fostering's great.
So if somebody that's watching this feed, and we'll go over this tomorrow too, wants to become a foster for Furry Friends Adoption Clinic and Ranch, how do they do that?
They can go right to our website. You know, there's applications there, and make sure that it gets emailed to us. They're welcome to call us too, talk to us about it, maybe come meet our animals, and we can discuss it. You know.
Wonderful.
And the other thing too is when somebody adopts from us, it's not like when they leave they're stuck with the animal or something. You know, we don't always final everything for about a week or so because we want to make sure before we, you know, make the microchip and all that kind of stuff final, that everything's working out perfectly. You know, if there's any hesitancy whatsoever.
Absolutely. One of the things I do like to stress really too as well when we're in person, but we can talk about it now. Volunteers, all that kind of stuff. How is the volunteers with you guys, and how to become a volunteer?
We're with the same type of, you know, go on our website, fill out our application, sign up. We have a list of when our orientations are, which we have to do for insurance reasons.
Yep.
So just sign up for one of those and attend that, and then you're good to go pretty much. So, and we are so happy that a lot of the COVID restrictions have lifted a little bit, that we have our volunteers back, and they missed us, and boy, did we miss them, and the animals missed them.
So how many animals do you guys have on location?
How many animals what do we have?
Do you guys have on location like right now?
Let's see, I don't know if we're counting the 8 puppies that just gave birth, number of the schnauzers. probably about here, I'm going to guess and say somewhere in the area of 50 or 60, maybe in Jupiter. Mm-hmm. And then when we're going to the ranch, we have a facility that is cats roam free, and there's probably about 40, 50 cats there. We have our 3 horses, and then again we have our 8 schnauzers and other dogs, maybe about another, I'm going to guess maybe around 50-ish. It's hard for me to say.
Dogs?
Yeah, 50 dogs, and then the 3 horses. So,
my friend Ann from the Redlands Dog Sanctuary says, Ann Baker, just so you know, I'm twisting Jane's arm into giving me a tour. It looks like a great facility. Your dogs are lucky and look to be really happy.
Oh,
that's awesome. But I will be on live tomorrow morning, guys. So if you guys can please tune into that, I'll be taking the tour of both locations, and we'll be visiting some of the animals. I'm definitely going to be hanging out with some horses. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Mm.
But so one of the things I do want to talk about briefly with the community watching, and people don't realize the extent of how rescues work. You had mentioned something about Puerto Rico. What is give me a story that you guys did when you went to Puerto Rico? Like, how does it even come about? Like, who pays for all this? Like, I think it's just amazing that people don't realize that you guys aren't state funded. You guys do everything out of the community helps. You guys work on donations. Like, people don't, and I'm one of them. I'm one of the community members that was completely guilty before Jordan's Way of not knowing a darn thing. I owned animals, but I didn't know anything about animal welfare. And the more that I learn about animal welfare, I learned that like rescue is 24/7. One of the things I'm going to make a bumper sticker is like, you guys are the prettier version of Dog the Bounty Hunter. Like, you guys, you're fearless. You guys see an animal in need. It can be in Puerto Rico, the Bahamas, China. You guys make it work. You make it happen somehow. Give me a story that happened recently where you went to Puerto Rico.
We didn't actually go to Puerto Rico, but what happened is we paid for and chartered a plane
Wow.
And I sent my manager over. I had a manager at the time that was from Puerto Rico. So, and he was our manager at the ranch in Palm City when that happened, when the hurricane happened. So we raised the money for the plane. We put, and along with everybody, stocked it with all the supplies, and Big Dog Ranch was involved. He went on the plane and then came back with the dogs and the cats. You know, we filled it with supplies to it, and then he went with it, and then he came back with all the dogs, and we all met the dogs, a bunch of our rescues together, and we split them up, and we all took, it was quite a few came back, I don't know, 60 or something. We did that 2 or 3 times.
Yep.
And then when Dorian hit, we didn't get too much involved. We took some dogs. We didn't get too much involved in charting the planes, because what happened at the same time that Dorian hit, there was a shelter up in Fort Pierce that had some major problems. I don't know if you read about it, but one of the volunteers had gotten mauled by a dog.
Wow.
And so they were closed down, and all of a sudden they had these dogs, and they had to get rid of them. So we chose to take dogs out of there while everybody was taking Dorian. You know, we knew that
Right.
that the Bahamas was pretty well between Big Dog Ranch and places all over the world or the country. You know, everybody had all eyes on Bahamas. So we stopped and we took 60 dogs out of this particular facility. So,
yeah, when I start getting to the bigger, when I start seeing some of you guys with some of the bigger followings and the bigger locations, it becomes more than just Florida. And I think that's one of the things I'm diving into, and I think it's just so fascinating. Like, you know, you're not staying in your farm area. You're going outside of all over the place.
right.
And I think that is something that people for darn sure don't know about. People in the communities that, like, there's that, like I always say, the little animal welfare community, and then there's the rest of the world that knows like nothing. And the more that I tell people about, you know, some of the heroic stuff that you guys do, it's like nobody would ever believe that you guys are just going out there when a dog is hurt on your streets and just approaching it. Like I was saying, oh, did you go out with an officer? Did you go out with like somebody that can defend? Like they're just like, you know, we balls to the wall. I'm like, all right, go for it. Like, I just think what you guys are doing is incredible. I do want to point out, Lori Ann said, God bless you for all you do and continue to do for the furry friends. Renee Skipper says, thank you for all your great work you're doing for the animals. Again, these are community people that it's a testament to what you're doing when I see them come on here and talk about what the amazing stuff you do. So people that are watching this, please share as much as possible, especially for the sake of Furry Friends Adoption Clinic and Ranch. Let's get them more followers, especially more likes on Facebook. It gets their voice louder when they post things or need anything from, you know, pushing an animal out or a fundraising effort or just, you know, donations. Guys, the bigger their pages are, the more chance they get what they need when they ask for it. So please share these videos.
Yeah, one of the things I'm anxious to show you, so that we're doing at our ranch, we just purchased a used medical bus.
Nice.
So we need to raise some money for that. We're going to be renovating it. You'll see it tomorrow. It's a big Greyhound, I forget what it is, 1970 something. The inside is completely already stacked with the, you know, surgery and all that kind of stuff. And we want to be doing spay and neutering up at our ranch in Palm City and vaccinations open to the public. So you'll see it's pretty ragged looking on the outside. And so we're going to be raising money to do a new wrap, and it's going next week to a Palm City Collision Center. They're going to be renovating the outside of it, and then we're in the middle of designing a wrap for it. So it's going to be pretty cool, and that's going to be to serve not only our rescues and other rescues, but open to the public as well. Absolutely.
That's just incredible. I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see all the animals tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun. Do you guys, I'm trying to think of what are the questions I know. Do you guys work with any of the North Florida or even Georgia rescues?
On every now and then we do. There's one up in Maine, Bangor, Maine, that we work with. It's a humane society up there that we up there. They had a big need for, I believe they love the bully breeds.
Yeah.
And so we've done a couple transfers with them. They've taken with dogs from us.
So what, in terms of just immediate stuff, what are some of the barriers you guys are dealing with right now that community watching can help with?
Well, for the longest time, we could not take any, you know, people love dropping off supplies, and we couldn't take anything in because we had to worry about where did it come from, is it contaminated with anything? So that was probably one of the biggest challenges. So we launched a comfort fund, and I will tell you the community donated to it, was very generous, realizing the dilemma that we were in, because our doors were shut. So they were able to donate to us. Now we're starting to open back up again, being a little bit more flexible. We have an animal hospital, which you'll see right here in Jupiter, that's open to the public as well as takes care of our animals. And we can't even let the patients, the owners come in, put it that way. You'll see that we have a system where they'll park outside, call us. Our vet techs come out, pick up the animal, bring it in for the vet. The vet will come out and talk to the owner about the dog because we still have to be so careful. And now they're starting to say that there's a spike again in Florida, which I'm hoping that doesn't, slow things down.
That scares me all the time because I when I first started seeing Florida open up, I was like, wow, they're opening these places up so fast. Like,
Yep.
I can't believe they opened up gyms. I was like, oh my God, like I think the worst spot to open up. But yeah, they opened up so much stuff so fast, and I just hope that we can control this because I know a lot of rescues and shelters that kind of got really hurt because of, they can't do a lot of events now. They can't, that's hard. I mean, do you guys have any upcoming events that you guys are doing?
When is our next event? I mean, again, we had a big thing in October, which we've canceled because we didn't feel that we could get 300 people in a ballroom, So our big event is in February, but we are going to do something up at the ranch.
We have a clay shoot in February and our galas in February.
Yeah, we have a clay shoot in February and we have a gala in February, but we are going to do something at our ranch in October, some sort of a fall festival event because it's outdoors. So we're hoping that will be, we'll be allowed to do that.
Absolutely. That's one of the things I've heard so many stories of people's big events getting canceled. And I'm like, some of those are like their yearly budget,
Right, exactly.
It's not a joke. Like it's for real.
Exactly.
So tomorrow, in terms of me coming there, am I allowed to ride a horse?
Nobody rides those horses. I mean, you can try, but you'll see Red. It was a big racehorse, and he's not used to being. They're beautiful, but he loves to come over and talk to you and take carrots from you. I'll make sure we have some apples and stuff for him, which you'll be his best friend.
There you go. So let me ask you a question so people can kind of get to know you a little better. How did you start this?
I was on the board of this organization. This organization was named Safe Harbor many years ago. We've been around since 1985. Our official name is the Humane Society of Greater Jupiter-Tequesta. So many, many years ago, I was on the board and went off and did my own thing. And then they needed some new leadership, new board, new leadership. So I came in March of 2014 and to help rebuild it. And it's been challenging in the very beginning because we had to win the community's trust back.
Yep.
But I will tell you, we're bigger and stronger than ever, and this to it is a testament to it. So I'm so excited for people to see this building. It's amazing. 15,000 square feet, adoption facility. We have a Cups and Pups cafe here.
Oh my God.
Which is really cool. Birthing suite where you'll see the new mom that had with her puppies only about 5 days old. State-of-the-art hospital. And beautiful outdoor runs for the dogs. Play yards. Beautiful, beautiful.
What was the Cups and what?
Cups and Pups. Or is it Pups and Cups?
Pups and Cups Cafe.
Pups and Cups Cafe. That's CATFE.
So what is that? That sounds awesome.
Come have coffee, come have tea. Who knows? Maybe we'll sip a little wine in there. And bring a kitten in or a cat or a dog and hang out, get to know them. Maybe read to the cat, maybe to the dog. Have your kids come. This COVID thing is really, it just put everything on hold. We have a community room where we can do some yoga with animals, with puppies and stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it's really a cool facility. Really, really cool.
I'm looking forward to it. I didn't realize I had all that into it. That's pretty awesome.
And I'm talking to you from our boardroom. We have an actual boardroom here that we are going to be opening it to companies or organizations that want to come in and use our boardroom. We built this for our community. This is we're non-for-profit, so this facility is. We want the community to come in and take advantage of this facility.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So yeah, it's pretty cool.
When you guys are. Ann is asking, please ask Ann if the new mom is Nova.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, she said, if so, she's the one I transported on behalf of This Is the Dog.
Yes. and she's doing wonderful. She's a great mommy, and the puppies. We'll show them pictures tomorrow. There's like two. It looks like three different dads. I'm telling you, two little white ones. They're all different colors. You know, but she's a good mom.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah. Before this call, all I heard of was that the hoarding case with the schnauzer. That's what I heard about, and I was just like, but there was other things I've heard about as well. But I can't wait to meet all the pups there. You know, these stories that come out that are heartbreaking, but you guys step in and you guys save them. I mean, those are the stories that I want people to hear. You know,
yeah. I mean, about the schnauzer, I'll just tell you real quickly. When we were given pictures of the schnauzers, oh my God, they were perfectly groomed. They had the cute little necklaces, and we thought we were just going picking up 15 schnauzers. That's all. We got there, it was a completely different story. Then we found out it was a hoarding situation.
Yeah,
dogs were a mess, but they're doing great. And hoarding. I will say this: hoarding is a sickness.
Yep.
There's no point in being mad at the gentleman or the man. I mean, it got out of hand for him. He did the right thing. He surrendered them to us, and he's getting help. And that's the way you have to look at it. So we don't want to discourage other people from giving up these animals, you know.
No.
And I never said his name or address to anyone. So it's not about punishing him.
No.
And the animals are doing so much better.
I always say that with every setback, there's a comeback. So, you know, it all works. It all works out.
Yes.
Those dogs will be adopted out eventually. So how much longer till they can be adopted out?
Well, people have to remember they're not housebroken.
Right.
They have parasites, which, we'll deal with. And they have some trust issues. You know, they're scared. They never left the guy's house. So, he's the only person they knew. They all had basically the same name. Monster 1, Monster 2, Monster 3. Why did you name the same? He said, when I called them for dinner, they all came at the same time. Monsters! I'm like, oh, my God. So they didn't really have individual identities. So they're a little confused.
Yeah.
And but they're doing so much better. I would say probably I'm hoping like beginning of July, and they all have to be spayed and neutered too.
Yep, very good.
That
might help the application process. People are probably submitting thousands of them to you guys.
From all over the country. You tell me I'm going to get a puppy over to Seattle, Washington. I mean, it's crazy. So we probably have 100 applications, which we're stopping now. I mean, it's crazy for 13 dogs, We do so much appreciate, but what we want people, the message is we have so many adoptable dogs. Don't focus on the schnauzers,
Why is this? I don't know much about the Schnauzer breed. I never had a Schnauzer, but what is about the breed that's so popular?
Well, I don't know if it's the breed. I mean, they are cute, they are terriers, or is it maybe the story? People want to be able to get close to these animals that they weren't abused, but they were neglected.
Yeah.
So people, I think they just want that feeling of rescuing, have that these poor souls.
Yep.
But again, just because there's so many, every dog in here, every cat in here, there's a story behind that face.
Absolutely. That's one of the things that people don't realize. You're not just grabbing the foo-foo dogs, like you got dogs that come from backyard areas and like you said, neglected. There's stories. And I love when rescues really tell the stories because sometimes I go to a bunch of shelters, obviously, and rescues, and some of the profile cards are just like surrendered. And it's like tell a story. If you don't know the story, that's fine. But if you know the story, tell it. Like I know some rescues or shelters I deal with, they don't want to tell the story. Like sometimes it's too sad, it's too much, and it's like but that's what kind of pulls on people. Like people can relate. Those stories sometimes really can touch people, and that's what makes them adopt them.
Sure.
You want to give them a 10 times better life than they started with. So sometimes the stories are good. But
and the one other place I had mentioned, if you have time tomorrow, if you like to shop. We have the most fabulous thrift boutique in Jupiter.
Oh my God, that's awesome!
You have furniture and clothes, and it's amazing. So anyway, we have that too at Furry Friends.
That's awesome.
If you need some retail therapy, well, you can do that, and it's guilt-free because it's so inexpensive.
There you go. So, is there anything that you're missing at this 27 acre ranch?
No, we just got to get our medical bus up and going, but you'll see. We have some big plans for that place too. But
I was about to ask you that. What is the long-term plans for Furry Friends?
For Furry Friends, just to be. I mean, we already feel like we're the best rescue around, but we just would like to do more up at our ranch. Do boarding, which is something we haven't really implemented yet. You'll see we have a Garden of Joy, and it's kind of a memorial for your animals if you want to do that. but we also have an area there if you want to have parties or a wedding. It could be a great place to have a wedding,
Right.
and you can even have puppies instead of flowers as your for your
Yeah.
ceremony.
Yep.
So how
So
about walking down the aisle with a puppy instead of a bouquet?
when you look at a place like yours, 27, I mean, just beautiful from top to bottom. Is this your vision? Was this something that you've been, building in your, like?
Not just my vision, but I would say, I mean, we have, first of all, I have to say I'm blessed with the absolute best team, people like Curry. I couldn't do what we do without, I have the best team. And the good thing about Furry Friends is we don't have a high turnover in staff. We really
Right.
don't. People love what we love. They're passionate about the organization. They're passionate about what they do. So it's really great. It's good in that way.
Awesome. Yeah. That's one of the things I want. That's why I love these live, because people can get to know you better. Because it's just like, there's sometimes you guys do posts and this is everybody. And the more that they get personal with you guys, they get to know who you are behind that post, who's running the place. They get to really, relate to you a lot better. Just listening.
And I'm so glad you're going to Redlands, because we take a lot of dogs out of there. Jane, that you mentioned before, she's comes up every other week, and pretty much a lot of them come up from there. And we have a dog that it took them 2 years to get Lucy.
Lucy, yeah.
Well, a dog named Lucy. She's adopted, but she was basically feral. And you'll see the mama that we have here. Took a long time for them to capture her as well. And from what I understand, she had a litter of puppies out under a house someplace,
Right.
and the red ants supposedly ate the puppies.
Wow.
I mean, it's awful. So
Ooh.
I'm so glad she's here with us. Beautiful. We will get her adopted. We will get her a great home. But the point is, she's in a beautiful birthing suite with her babies.
Yeah, we're going to be on live on a lot of pages Saturday night at the Redlands with Junior, my friend Junior from the Redlands Dog Sanctuary, and I think 6 or 7 other rescues that are down in that location are going to be on the feed. I hope you guys can tune into that one, because I want all these rescues to kind of work together, because the stories down there are heartbreaking.
Yes, it's a dumping ground. It's a third world country. I mean, it's like a third world country down there. It's disgusting that people do that. It really is. But I thank God for these rescue partners that we have that are situated down there, that are monitoring it, and we're here to help them.
And sometimes I always say, how can we help? And a lot of people say it's education, it's education, it's education. I get it, and it probably is somewhat, but I'm more of the blunter New York, New Jersey person, where I kind of say you can't fix stupid.
Right.
Sometimes.
I knew I liked you. I'm from New York.
Where?
Upper East Side of Manhattan.
Okay, I'm from North Jersey.
Okay.
I grew up by the Newark area.
Yep.
So we're blunt up there. We say as it is. Like, that's why I'm like, when I said to the rescues down there, when we're coming together on Saturday night, I'm like, I want real. I don't want drama. I want real. What's the problem? Like, why are people not informed? It's not a bad thing to surrender your pet if you have no other choice.
Sure.
To dump it is something different. Like, if we're gonna, I don't think there should be any public humiliation to somebody surrendering an animal. If it's the right thing to do, it's the right thing to do. But if you're gonna dump it, I don't know. Like, whose fault is it at that point? It's like, it could be our fault because we're not educating the community enough. It could be just you can't. Like I said, you can't fix stupid. Or I don't know what the other options are. There's so many different options, I guess, but those are my top 2 right there. I just feel like we have to make it an okay thing for people to surrender. It's okay. Like, if that's
I so agree with you. There is no excuse for it. No excuse for that. And I'm glad that they passed a cruelty bill for abusers and things like that of animals.
Right.
It's long overdue, and I applaud our legislatures that made that happen.
Absolutely. We gotta make things happen, especially in today's age, right?
Absolutely.
But I appreciate it. It's been about 30 minutes. I don't want to take too much of your time. I just wanted the community to know that we're going down to Furry Friends Adoption Clinic and Ranch tomorrow. We're going to be at 2 locations, Jupiter and Palm City. I'm going to see this 27-acre amazing facility that everyone's been talking about. I'm going to meet the schnauzers, which everyone's been yelling at me about. They're like, everyone's got to meet the schnauzers. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go meet them. I swear, I promise, I'm going to go meet them.
I'm going to check your pockets when you leave.
They can fit in my pocket?
Make sure you don't have one in your pocket.
Can you imagine that? Like, Chris from Jordan's Way steals a schnauzer from Furry Friends. Like, what a terrible headline. No, but
we're thrilled that you're coming. You're a lot. You seem like you're a lot of fun. We love your passion, and
thank you.
we're so happy that you're coming to spend time with us.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for saying that. And guys, Furry Friends Adoption Clinic and Ranch on Facebook and Instagram. Please share, like, follow, make their voice a lot louder. We'll be there tomorrow. Thank you, ladies, for joining me. Thank you, Trucker, for interrupting.
Yeah.
But just kidding, Trucker. I will see you tomorrow. Girls, have a
Trucker.
Let me see.
Here
Where's
he
that?
is. There he is.
Oh, we can't see the face.
There you go, Trucker.
You gotta get in the camera.
Oh, there he is. Trucker, look at that. Look at those ears. I'll see you tomorrow.
He got brought in a little eye issue. He was found as a stray, so we're fixing him up to get him ready.
Oh, I thought he was winking at me.
He might have been. He might have been. Yeah.
But all right, ladies, thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow.
Get your rest. You're going to need it.
I'm going to need it. I know that. All righty. Have a good day.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you.
Thank you.